Hey lighting fanatics, today I have quite the bulb to show you guys. It's this vintage GE 300 watt incandescent light bulb in inside frost. What a beautiful bulb is this. Wow. I got this bulb from a thrift store in Wildwood, Florida a couple months ago. I was so happy when I saw this. So let's take a look at it. We'll start down here with our base. Now you'll notice that it is a brass base, so it won't rust into your socket if it's used in a moist environment. So that's nice. But GE wasn't really one to use brass bases very often. This is probably one of their only bulbs that ever had one. So that's pretty interesting. And it does have a black ceramic insulator. Pretty standard. Down here we do have a heat shield because being 300 watts, this bulb really puts out the heat. So there's a little heat shield which is attached to the little stem at the bottom. You can kind of see into the base too. If you look at the bulb like this, it actually kind of looks like it's a little bit crooked. That's funny. Of course, it's the inside frost finish. So essentially they just kind of etched lots of little dots into the glass to kind of give it that frosted appearance and actually diffuses the light a little bit. And then here's the top of the bulb with the etch. And what a beautiful etch is this. General Electric GE 300 watt 120 volt. Very simple, yet pretty nice looking etch if you ask me. I'm sure there's a date code embedded onto it somehow. I haven't tried to decode it yet, but maybe someone in the comments can. If I had to guess, this is probably from the 1960s or 70s. I think 80s would be too late for this bulb. But I'm not sure. Let's see what kind of filament we have inside. Kinda hard to see, but it looks like a vertical filament with one support in the middle. You can kind of see it. Lots of coils in that filament. That's gotta be a pretty long filament if it's 300 watts. And I'm not sure how well you guys will be able to hear this on camera, but if you tap the bulb, you can hear the filament vibrating inside. Let me take my microphone and put it closer up. Maybe you guys can hear that. I don't know. Well, that's pretty much everything there is to see with the bulb, so let's go ahead and turn it on. Alright, the kilowatt meter is all set up over here, so let's go ahead and screw the bulb into the socket. Plug the socket into the kilowatt meter. No dimmer today, because the dimmer is only rated for 250 watts. And this is a 300 watt bulb, so obviously that's overloading a dimmer. Now we'll go ahead and turn the lights off so that we can give this bulb a proper test. Let's see. We got 121.5 volts from our outlet. So let's go ahead and switch that to watts and turn on the bulb. Now, warning, this is going to be extremely bright. That is one bright bulb. I think this thing is brighter than every single light in my bedroom that I had on just now, all combined. Yep, that's 300 watts alright, right on the nose. 0.99 power factor, 1.0. That's to be expected. Wow, that made our voltage drop down over a volt. That's crazy. And then 2.48 amps. And wow, this bulb is already making me sweat. This thing is producing a lot of heat. Yup, this thing is effectively a heat lamp. I'll try and get a good view of the filament. I don't think we're going to be able to get one though. I think this frosted finish is a little bit too good, and the filament, you can see it, but you can't see the detail of it, unfortunately. So that's kind of sad. Let's go ahead and come up here. Now, color-wise, this bulb is definitely a lot whiter than a normal, like, 100-watt bulb even. I'd say it's probably around 2900 or 3000K. So, a lot whiter of a color than a standard incandescent bulb. And you can see this thing's as bright as the sun. Let's go ahead and move over here. Just look at how bright that is. That's incredible. And then we'll come over here. That is something. And we'll zoom in on this stuff. And wow, is the color rendering on this bulb good. That's perfect. I think maybe some dust is starting to burn off the bulb. Just look at that. Interesting. Started drawing 304 watts. Interesting. It went up in wattage. Not really anything else to see here, I guess, because we can't dim this bulb. Or I did try it once, but the dimmer didn't like it very much, and I don't want to break my dimmer. It was 79 degrees in here when we started, now it's 81 degrees. That's how hot this thing is. Well, let's go ahead and turn it off and watch it glow down, because we will have quite the glow down with this bulb. And now my eyes have to adjust, getting from such a bright environment going down to a really dark one. The socket's hotter now, the air's hotter now. Let's go ahead and turn the lights back on. Gotta cool the bulb down before we do any further handling of it, because this is an extremely hot bulb. Even the kilowatt meter was hot when I went to unplug this. That's insane. Alright, the bulb is cool enough that we can touch it now. So let's go ahead and unscrew it and take one last look at it. What a nice, nice bulb. There's a little bit of oxidation going on base. That's kind of interesting. There's the wonderful etch. I love the big 300 on that etch. Super cool. Well, this bulb sure is a thing of beauty. And there you have it. The vintage GE 300 watt inside frost incandescent light bulb with vertical filament. Well, if you enjoyed what you saw, be sure to leave a like down below. Feel free to leave a comment. And if you want to see more of these cool lighting videos in the future, be sure to subscribe. See you next time.